Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I make my hot cues and memory cues before going to my DJ set. So let's get into the video. Due to copyright issues, I have selected my own tracks for the reference. This is a techno remix and this is my tech house track. So for this track, I have selected like 5 hot cues. This is my standard hot cue number for all of my DJ sets. So where I am going to place these hot cues are really important. I have selected when the main kick is happening, and this will be the portion where the bass line comes, and this is the breakdown. So whenever I want to switch to another track, I usually use this intro as my bridge and I'll move to the other track's breakdown. I have placed hot cue A on this particular portion and hot cue B on the breakdown portion, and the hot cue C will be on my first drop and hot cue D will be on my second drop, and this is also an extended drop. So this is the outro of this track. For this techno track, I have already added the hot cues, so I'm not going to remove that one. For the example, I'll choose this track. For this particular track, we can see 3 drops in different portions. So I'm going to choose my first hot cue in my first drop, and this will be my transition point to the other. Why I chose this one as my transition point? Because this drop is not having that kind of energy, and my B will be end of that first drop. This will be that transition point. So if I'm switching one track to another, I'll be transitioning to this track's build up, and the hot cue C will be in my second drop, and my hot cue D will be on third drop, and the outro goes from this portion. So anyway, 5 hot cues. If you ask me where I use my memory cues, I would say in house music we don't need that kind of memory cues. You can use this memory cue as a loop or a triggering point if you are a performance DJ. For showing an example how I do this, I'll just drop this tech house track, which is really easy for me. So if I want to transition from here and I don't want to transition from the A point all the time, I will just add one memory cue here on the A point, and I'll just add one memory cue on this point as well. So this will be my 2 memory cues. So if I want to do the transition in the build up, I can just switch it in the CDJ to trigger this memory cue, and I can just play it if you are a performance DJ. For example, if you are selecting this memory cue and if you want to loop this, basically it is used in original pop music or rock music or something which doesn't have that kind of intro to do the transition and stuff. This memory cue, so it will be here. So when you toggle with in the CDJs, it will be in loop mode. So if you don't want that, just cancel it, or you can delete it in CDJ as well. Just remove the loop and you can just normally add it as memory cue. So these are my ways of adding hot cues in my DJ sets. So even if it's an extended mix or short intro mixes, I'll be doing the same thing for all these tracks. It will be like 5 hot cues, and the rest of the hot cues will be for performance. If I want to loop it like this and I want to trigger this whenever I want, I'll be using these 3 hot cues as for performance stuff. So most of the tracks won't be having this rest of the 3 hot cues, but if I want, I can just add it while in the set or in my laptop. So even I used to add all these 8 hot cues in my track, but I find these are like really easy. I'll just explain why I chose number 5 for the hot cues. So A to B will be the transition point, and C and D will be the drop points. And if I don't want to play this first drop like the C, and if I want to directly go to the second drop and the outro, like if I'm in a fast-paced mixing and I don't want to play the second breakdown as well, and I want to switch the other track. So what I will be doing is I'll be playing the track B and I'll be playing hot cue D when the C comes. So first drop, I'll just skip it. I'll move to the second drop and I'll switch to the another track in the hotkey E. So these are my method. I hope it helps. Thank you so much for watching.